What if your computer could write a bedtime story, finish your text messages, or even help you solve a tricky math problem, all without truly understanding what it's doing? That's not a scene from the future. That's artificial intelligence today. But what is AI, really? And how does something like ChatGPT come up with answers that sound so human? In this episode, we're breaking it all down, step by step, layer by layer. If AI seems like magic, we're here to pull back the curtain and show you how the trick works. Spoiler alert, it's not magic, it's math. Let's decode the buzzwords and uncover the basics of how AI actually works. Let's start with the big picture. AI, or artificial intelligence, is a way of teaching computers to do things that usually need human smarts. Think learning, solving problems, making decisions, or even understanding language. Now, AI isn't just one single thing. It's more like a family of technologies. Imagine AI as a big tree. The trunk is AI itself. One main branch off that tree is machine learning, or ML. That's when computers learn from data instead of being programmed with step-by-step instructions. Then we get a smaller branch called deep learning. This branch is really good at handling messy stuff, like pictures, speech, or big chunks of text. Deep learning uses something called neural networks, kind of like a simplified version of how our brains work. And at the very tip of that branch, that's where large language models, or LLMs, live. Models like ChatGPT are part of this category. They use deep learning to understand and generate language. But how do they do it? That's where it gets really interesting and surprisingly understandable with the right analogy. Let's talk about how large language models work, without getting lost in the tech jungle. Imagine you're doing a giant word puzzle, but instead of fitting pieces into a picture, you're trying to guess the next word in a sentence over and over again. That's basically what an LLM does. It's like the world's smartest autocomplete. These models are trained on massive amounts of text, from books, websites, news articles, and more. During training, the AI plays a kind of fill-in-the-blank game. The cat sat on the blank. The model sees tons of examples like this and learns which words are most likely to come next. Over time, it gets really good at guessing. To pull this off, it first breaks text into tiny chunks called tokens. A token can be a word, part of a word, or even punctuation. Think of tokens like Lego bricks. The AI builds meaning from these little pieces. Then, those tokens are turned into numbers, called embeddings. These numbers carry information about the word, kind of like how your phone stores contacts with both names and details. It's not just the word apple, it's apple, the fruit, not the company. Next comes the magic, attention layers. This part helps the AI figure out which words matter most in a sentence. If the sentence is, "The bank by the river is peaceful," the AI needs to know whether bank means money or a place to sit. Attention helps it zoom in on the right clues. The model processes everything at once, thanks to something called a transformer. Older models used to read left to right, word by word. But transformers look at the whole sentence all at once, like scanning a painting instead of reading a book. And finally, the model starts generating words, one token at a time, until it finishes your prompt, answers your question, or writes that bedtime story. This whole system is powerful, but there's a catch. LLMs don't understand meaning the way people do. They're just really, really good at finding patterns in language, like parrots with a PhD in probability. So why does this matter? Because LLMs like ChatGPT are already part of your everyday life, whether you realize it or not. They power smart assistants, code helpers, language translators, and even tools that help kids with homework. But they're not perfect. No, sometimes they make things up, what researchers call hallucinations. They might give you an answer that sounds right but is completely off base. That's why it's important to use these tools wisely, like you would a calculator or a spell checker. Super helpful, but not always 100% correct. One more thing to know. LLMs have a context window. Basically, a memory span. They can only remember a certain amount of text at a time. It's like trying to write an essay with only one page visible. You can still write it, but you might lose track if it gets too long. Still, even with those limitations, the potential is massive. Understanding the basics, like tokens, transformers, and attention, gives you the power to use AI more effectively and responsibly. Next time, we'll explore how AI is being used beyond words to make images, music, and more. Want more easy-to-understand AI news? Subscribe to AI News Explained. Like this video to help us grow and let us know in the comments. What else do you want to learn from AI News Explained about AI so we can make a video about it? Learn more about what's happening in AI with this next video.